2025 was one of the greatest years in gaming history. From emotional RPGs to horror masterpieces, PS5 players had it all. Here are the 10 best games you need to play. Let's go. Starting off our list with one of the most surprising comebacks of the year, Silent Hill F marks Konami's return to its legendary horror franchise, and it delivers. Set in 1960s, Japan, you play as Hinako, a young woman trapped in a small mountain town being consumed by a creeping floral corruption. This isn't your typical Silent Hill fog. Instead, flowers bloom into terrifying, twisted shapes around you. Critics praised its haunting atmosphere, stunning visuals, and one of the best horror soundtracks in years. If you've been sleeping on this one, wake up. Number 9, and this one surprised everyone. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was originally an Xbox exclusive. PS5 players finally got their hands on it in April 2025, and it was absolutely worth the wait. You play as the legendary archaeologist in 1937, traveling to the Vatican, the Egyptian pyramids, Shanghai, and beyond. The game perfectly captures the tone of the classic films, the exploration, the puzzles, the narrow escapes. Machine Games nailed it. One review called it a paragon of excellence. Metascore 88. Number 8, Ghost of Yotei. Set in the snow-covered landscapes of Hokkaido, this is one of the most visually stunning games ever made. You play as Atsu, a wandering warrior on a path of revenge through a world steeped in Japanese folklore and spiritual mystery. Drifting snow, lantern-lit paths, a soundtrack that feels ancient and alive. Ghost of Yotei actually reviewed better than its legendary predecessor, Ghost of Tsushima. That's not a small thing. The world feels mystical but grounded, and the sword combat is as satisfying as ever. Number 7, Monster Hunter Wilds. Capcom took one of gaming's most beloved franchises and pushed it to a completely new level. For the first time, the world itself feels truly alive. Dynamic ecosystems react to weather, daylight, and your actions. Predators migrate, creatures adapt, sandstorms and heavy rain change every encounter. On PS5, the combat is smoother than ever, and the seamless transitions between biomes eliminate the loading screens that once defined the series. This is the Monster Hunter game fans have been dreaming about for years. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. This game took a former hidden gem and turned it into a household name overnight. Set in medieval Bohemia, KCD2 offers one of the most immersive and reactive open worlds ever created. NPCs remember what you do. Your choices have real consequences. The world feels genuinely alive. A roster full of memorable characters pulls you deeper into a story that never lets go. RPG fans, if you haven't played this yet, you're missing one of the best games of the generation. Metascore 88 score. The game fans waited years for. Hollow Knight. Silksong finally arrived in 2025, and it was worth every single day of the wait. This time you play as Hornet, the fierce deuteragonist of the original game. You climb through a vast kingdom largely defined by music and song, facing brutal enemies, uncovering deep mysteries, and exploring one of the most beautifully designed worlds in gaming. The combat is faster, the world is bigger, the story hits harder. Metascore 92, a masterpiece, split fiction. Developer Hazelight has been on a winning streak for years, and split fiction might be their greatest achievement yet. This is a co-op game built for 2 players, and it constantly rewrites its own rules. Every chapter surprises you with something completely new. One moment you're in a sci-fi world, the next, a fantasy realm, then something you never expected. The greatest strength of split fiction is that it never lets you settle into a routine, grab a friend, clear your schedule. Metascore 91. Hideo Kojima returns. Death Stranding 2. On the Beach is set nearly a year after the events of the first game, now in post-apocalyptic Australia. Norman Reedus, Leah Seydoux, Troy Baker, the cast is back and better than ever. But this time, Kojima listened to the critics. More action, more combat, more story, less walking simulator. The result is one of the most ambitious games ever made, a cinematic experience that pushes PS5 hardware to its absolute limit. Metacritic's best PS5 exclusive of 2025. Enough said. Number 2, a historic moment in gaming. Forza Horizon 5 was one of Xbox's crown jewels for years. In 2025, it finally came to PS5, and PlayStation players lost their minds. Set in a breathtaking open-world recreation of Mexico, Forza Horizon 5 is pure joy. Diverse biomes, high-speed festivals, hundreds of cars. DualSense haptic feedback that makes every race feel real. One review called it a visual spectacle and a masterpiece. PS5 players waited years for this. It was worth it. And number 1, it's not even close. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, a debut game from a small French studio called Sandfall Interactive that somehow became the game of the generation. You are part of Expedition 33, a group of warriors on a desperate mission to stop the Paintress, an evil force that wipes out everyone above a certain age, and that number drops every single year. The combat is turn-based, elegant, deep, and endlessly satisfying. The story is emotional, haunting, and completely unforgettable. The visuals, the music, the voice acting, everything aligns into something that feels like a dream. Metascore 92, user score 9.5 out of 10. PSX Extreme called it a game-changing, genre-bending masterpiece. Game of the year, no debate. That's our top 10 best PS5 games of 2025. Did your favorite make the list? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Night Rank for weekly gaming rankings. See you in the next one.